Hello, hey. So today I'm going to be doing a video on geo-arbitrage. So what is geo-arbitrage? Geo-arbitrage is where you live in a low cost of living country while you earn in a high cost of living country. This is super important, especially in Africa, right? But as usual, we're going to do this on a border. So let's jump on the border and let's talk. Come on. So yeah, let's go to mansion. Yeah. I'll sit on it backwards like this. So yeah, legit. Alright, cool. Right. So, geo-arbitrage. So, geo-arbitrage, of course, as I said, is where you live in a cheaper country where it's cheaper to live, comparatively speaking, and you earn in a more expensive country, in a country where it costs more money not cost more money, but you earn more money in that country. So, this is one of the major reasons why people go to countries like Kenya, Uganda, Thailand, Mexico, you name it, right? Because these countries are just way cheaper to live in. The quality of life is a lot higher because your money can go a lot further. And frankly, it's just better vibes than when you're living in, say, London or New York or any other expensive city, right? So geo-arbitrage has recently been enabled in this past, 2 decades because of the internet and because of remote working. And before that, of course, that wasn't possible because to do work, you typically have to be in some sort of physical place, whether you're a factory worker, whether you're, a doctor working in a hospital, or any kind of work that isn't internet enabled. But nowadays, because of the internet, whether you're a business analyst, a product manager, a software engineer, anything, right? Let's slow down a little bit. So. Yeah. Anything, right? Anything that can be done on a laptop, you can do that anywhere. So I'm a software engineer. I currently work in financial services and asset management, and I have the privilege of, for a couple of weeks in the year, being able to work remotely in a country of my choice. I choose Uganda because I have the right to work here, especially as I'm recently a dual citizenship and I'm going to get my passport processed. So I have the right to work here. So because I get to work here, I get to earn pounds from, my company, financial services company in the UK, while spending the money in Uganda. What does that allow me to do? It allows me to have bigger impact in terms of like the amount of money that I spend in London isn't a big amount of money, but in Uganda, it is a big amount of money. So ultimately, geo-arbitrage allows me to take money that isn't valued as highly as it could be in like the UK and spend that money in Uganda where it's valued very, very highly. So ultimately, I think geo-arbitrage is the future, especially with like the whole idea of remote work, the whole idea of AI, and the whole idea of the internet just taking over the world and people just working online. I think geo-arbitrage is just going to get bigger and bigger. Other people, there are different names for it, like being a digital nomad, where of course everyone knows what a digital nomad is. For those who don't know, it's where you simply work digitally and you're a nomad. You don't live anywhere specific. You just work and you travel. Side note, I tried that in 2020. I thought I wanted to be a digital nomad that just, works on a laptop and just travels the world. I tried it and I didn't really enjoy it. I like what I do now. I enjoy working in the office, but I also enjoy the flexibility of being able to work remotely in Uganda, where I'm from, and being able to invest my money. Because the money that I spend here goes a lot further. It goes a lot further. It's relatively cheaper to like construct buildings and invest in things here in Uganda than it is in the UK. So ultimately, geo-arbitrage, is a big deal. It's a big deal, and especially after COVID, more companies, more people realize that they can work remotely. Admittedly, there is a bit of a crackdown on the whole remote work thing, where companies are saying, hey, employees come back into the office, Many, especially in finance, many financial services companies are now doing a return to office mandate. But my company, I would say BlackRock, they're quite flexible for now, at least, especially because they have unlimited, not unlimited time off, not just that, but they have this thing called seasonal flexibility, where for a couple of weeks in a year, we are able to work remotely, which is a big deal. And not many companies allow this. Not many companies can afford to do this. But of course, BlackRock being BlackRock, they're pretty cool. Anywho, ultimately, I'll say that geo-arbitrage is amazing. That's why I'm here in Uganda. That's why I've been able to just work here, work remotely, invest here, because this isn't a holiday, by the way. It's not like a holiday. It's not like I'm here just to have fun. I'm here to get work done, to invest in projects, get things to a good state, and then keep things moving. So ultimately, this is a concept that you should keep top of mind. Don't restrict yourself to just a single country, right? So earning money in the UK, US is great because you earn a lot of money, but when it comes to actually spending that money, you want to spend it here because your money goes a lot further and you can actually do a lot more with a lot less. So that's really what I'd like to communicate today. And one thing I'd like to leave you with is that many people in Uganda actually love Uganda. So they might not have money, they might say that they're poor or stuff like that. But one thing that they always tell me is that Uganda's great as long as you have money. So the thing is, you have to solve for the money equation. Make sure that money is right. And as long as your money is right, you're gonna have a great time in Uganda. And I don't mean like partying and stuff like that. I just mean ordinary, everyday, basic living, because living here is pretty affordable. So while they do say that as long as you have money you can enjoy Uganda, they say that they would like to leave Uganda, not to live outside Uganda forever, because they love it here. They want to leave Uganda so they can make money and come back here. And I've asked many people this, not just people in Uganda, even people in Kenya, I've been to Nigeria, Ghana, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Africa, and every single person loves it, or most people, like 99% of people love it in Africa, but they always want to go outside to make money abroad in UK, US, Australia maybe, so they can actually spend it here. That, my friends, is what they call geo-arbitrage. Geo-arbitrage. So yeah, it's a very important concept, and I think you should definitely look into it and consider it. That's really all I've got for you today. How far are we now? Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's really what I like to really talk about today. And for the rest of the video, I'm just gonna let you enjoy the views. As you can see, we're nearly reaching our destination. And the thing with this whole business on a border discussion, right, is that my points, they tend to be quite short and quite succinct. Yeah, over here is quite good. So if you enjoy this series of business on a border, where I talk about living in Africa, business in Africa, investing in Africa, or anything in Africa, or more specifically Uganda, if you enjoy it, please like, please subscribe, and I'll have more content for you. But that's what I got for you.